Groups of fierce-looking men wearing feathers, colorful sashes, short skirts, and knit leg warmers paraded up the road. Their sons and grandsons, in similar costumes, trailed behind. When the group arrived in front of the tribe's community building, they shot their ancient rifles into the air, surprising no one except the dozen or so tourists who had made their way with great difficulty to this remote part of the world. During the Sekrenyi Festival in Touphema, a small town in northeast India's Nagaland, my photographer friend Terri Gold and I observed traditional dancing and singing, game playing, and competitions in spinning, weaving, and basket weaving. This annual festival helps keep ancient traditions alive while providing an opportunity for local people to get together with friends and family and have some fun. Nagaland used to be well known for the practice of headhunting, which presumably continued into the 1970s. The influence of Christian missionaries who arrived in the 1950s put a damper on it, however. Today, many old men wear distinctive bead necklaces featuring rows of small, stylized brass heads that symbolize how many real heads they took back in the day. Most folks are now nominally Christian, even though deep-seated animist practices still prevail. Nearby, Arunachal Pradesh is much different than Nagaland. In fact, it is very diverse all around, in its religions, indigenous groups, languages, and terrain. We found out the hard way that the passes in the Himalayan region can be impassable in winter. We had to retreat in our beat-up Tata vehicle, slipping and sliding down the mountain until we got below the snow line. The people who live in this area bordering China, which disputes India's claim to the region, practice a form of Tibetan Buddhism. In the lower elevations, the tribal groups are mostly animist, although Christianity has been making inroads recently. Historically, the young Apatani women were reputed to be so beautiful that men from other tribes, as well as the wealthy landowners, would steal them. This problem prompted the group to begin tattooing their girls, resulting in a distinctive standard of beauty. Today, tattooing and creating holes in the nostrils for the women to insert bamboo nose plugs is no longer done. The results of the practice can be still seen today, however, in the older women. Our favorite thing was hanging out in the Spartan thatched huts and chatting with these lively women through our guide Buli, who, although not Apatani, spoke their language. One day we walked to the edge of an Apatani village and found a mystical garden of bamboo structures hung with intact but emptied eggshells. The purpose of this ghostly construction was to protect the village from evil spirits. Another group, the Nishi, were one of those that brought fear to the hearts of the Apatani women. Some of the then fierce warriors of yesteryear are still around. We were lucky to find a group of elders wearing their characteristic caps made of the highly endangered hornbill as they left a government meeting of community leaders and elders. We gave two of them a ride to a nearby festival where everyone was eating, drinking, and having a good time. In Arunachal Pradesh, we attended weddings, christenings, a communal house construction, and even wandered into a thatched roof hut where a body was lying in state. We were always welcomed with the traditional home brew and meat. Several times the women offered to dance and sing for us, and we always gratefully accepted and made a small donation to the community coffers. A visit to Spartan Northeast India proved without a doubt that the number of possessions people have in no way determines their hospitality.